Welcome to Sideline to Baseline with MB and K. Lou.
K.
Man, we're in the building again. And guess what? We got a special guest. Y'all saw her. Y'all heard her. She's beautiful. She's brown. She's exceptional.
Come on.
She is that girl. She is that lady. She is that woman.
I can't take it.
Miss Shelly Barrow. How are you, sweetie?
I am excellent, Kate.
hey, I always feel like Steve Harvey when he said to Bernie McAnell, do I bring you out or do I bring you out? and I remember I remember Cedric Entertainer say, man, I was looking for somebody to come out there with me.
I know, right?
Like he couldn't be just talking about me. Who else coming out here with me?
No, I'll take it.
Remember those outtakes from the Kings of Comedy? Did y'all ever see that? Like there's actually outtakes from the movie itself. Yeah, those are some of the funniest things.
Right.
Hey guys, we are fans. This show is for you. This is Take It to the Streets.
Take it to the streets.
Take
it to the streets. Fans Q&A.
Absolutely. This is all about you. So we just gonna strike up the band, get y'all talking a little bit, and then hand that thing off to you. What the first question that I shot over to MB this morning, I said, man, with everything, I'm just thinking about COVID-19, with everything football wise that's going on. And when I say that, I mean, you still got high school football getting ready to start down here in Florida. They July 6th, they going out there, they getting it in.
Don't forget Pop Warner. Don't forget Pop Warner. You better show Pop Warner some love. You talk about Florida, you better show Pop Warner some love too.
Hey, you're right, because I'm gonna get cut. Hey, I'm gonna get cut.
This college down there.
Exactly.
This how crazy Pop Warner is. They ain't never stopped.
Exactly.
Year round.
Our nephew, he got his son. They got the weight training. I was like, what is he doing? They not practicing something. They getting it in, man.
They pulling the sled in. I mean, they doing it all.
They getting it in, man. I'm telling you.
They've been training for 6 weeks already. So you are right. I apologize, Little League, because see, here go the other thing. You hollering about that Pop Warner, you will get cut for that too, MB. It's like 10 leagues in every neighborhood now, man.
Oh yeah.
We ain't no Pop Warner, man.
Right.
We state league, man. We ain't state league, man. We AAU. Like I was like, dude, can you please tell me how many teams and organizations it is? Because I'm confused.
That's true.
They recruiting. They down there recruiting.
Yep. I mean, you got the Flow Rider League. He got down to South Florida. I think you got the Flow Rider League. My little nephew playing in that league. You got the PAL, the Post Athletic League, Police Athletic League. You got the Pop Warner. You got Heads Up. You got
everybody
you got
trying to get it in.
That's why
that one K9 or something like that or something.
I don't know. And now that they doing reality TV, everybody want a TV show. Little Pop Warner TV shows. Like, they getting it in.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Wait, Kayla, you got some makeup on you. Look at you. Wow.
Hey, bro. This ain't about you.
I see that. She popping over
this
there.
Ain't about you.
What going on? What you got? I need to be concerned. What's going on? You're in TU. You're in HBCU, baby. That's how they do it.
That's right.
That's how they do it.
That's right. I'm
making a band.
I'm on here so y'all stop talking about HBCU.
Okay, good Lord. Go ahead, Kayla. I got distracted. Hey, that sweat just glistened all over her body.
Stop it.
I got distracted,
Kayla. Don't feed me.
I'm sorry, Kayla. Go ahead, Kayla. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Look, I'm just. So we talking about, hey, let's Little League, and that way they just know we talking about everybody. Little League football, high school, college, and now the NFL. Man, this is amazing because, like I said, Little League's been going on. High school starts.
Yep.
And then colleges started 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks ago now?
Yep, they said, hey, they started that
June 1.
Yeah.
And then and the NFL as well. With the new stipulations, and that's what I wanted to talk about, MB. You were privy to some information of how this stuff is going on. The National High School Athletics Football Association has kind of thrown down to its 51 state members of what it wants high school wise. Colleges are kind of doing their own thing. Little league football,
right?
Ain't got nobody telling them nothing,
right?
What do we do here, man? Because I'm looking at this and I'm saying, hey, the season ain't going like we think it is. The season's gonna be really different when you moving forward. There's gonna be a situation where guys are gonna miss a couple weeks at a time, and then you look at the colleges right now. You've had 30 players from one team.
20, right.
LSU, Houston.
You got Kansas State and University of Houston and Clemson and LSU. Folks are getting sick. So what do we do, as we move forward throughout the season?
Bro, I first of all, Caleb, it's just crazy to me because I don't know what they expect and what changed. What has changed? Did we find a cure and somebody didn't let us know? I mean, did George Washington Carver resurrect from the grave and found a cure? I know he can find a cure for peanut, but did he find like rub peanut oil on somebody and you protected? I mean, when you talking about football wise, right? Man, they so close in contact sports. Man, it's gonna be like Jerry Curl Juice jumping on everybody, right? The shield. I know they got the shield. That ain't gonna protect nobody. I mean, I don't understand what's going on. And you're right. When you look at the different levels, there's different rules. For example, right? You mentioned about high school, they coming out with a set of rules, but college, right? They can't really come out with different rules because each state, right, supersede whatever rules college can do. So one particular state may have certain restrictions. Another state may have a different one. So that's why college is like, look, we can't do anything. We can't enforce anything. You got to submit to the rules based on your state. Because even the president, he can come out with general guidelines, right? But it's on the governor of each state to determine those rules, right? So NCAA, aka the evil empire, they can't force anything, right? So what I'm saying, what's happening, each school has a set of rules. What I like, the schools are communicating with each other from a collegiate, and they're trying to work it out, some type of uniform rules during these times. So for example, right, talking to a friend of mine, right, what they're doing, all right, as soon as the guys come back, as you mentioned, they start coming back. They've been coming back in. That's why you've been hearing LSU or certain schools, right, hey, this guy tests positive and whatnot, because guys now are starting to come back. They got the green light to come back. So everybody across the board is doing some type of initial testing. Then once they do that testing, then now they have to quarantine themselves for 14 days. Okay. Then now moving from that, you pass quarantine, then now you come in, and then now what they're doing is that it's radar. They're testing everybody with the temperature, right? So if you have a temperature, but say if you asymptomatic, then what? Right. So then what they're doing now, right? One particular group, all right, when they got guys coming in, then they're practicing social distance. So they'll break them up in different groups. When they go on the field, right, they're segmented. Like say, for example, you may have 3 or 4 football fields. So based on 10 guys, right, each 10 guys will be on one field. And within that group, you're practicing social distance. So the offensive line, you got a group of 10, they'll be on one field, they'll be separated, they'll social distance within that. You got different positions that make social distance between that. And so right now, that's what they're doing, but really it's not alleviating the situation.
What happens when it's time to hit?
Right.
That's the question.
That's what I'm saying.
They're doing all of this, but what happens?
Right. And then say you in the state of Florida, right, K-Lou? You can't wear a mask, man, in that heat, you end up fainting. Absolutely. So
let me throw that out there. Let me throw that out there right now. That's what they are actually trying to get done right now. Just so you know, they want to wear masks on. Good luck with that. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
For practicing games?
I'd be like,
practice. They want to wear masks.
No.
Coming out.
Nike or Rydell need to come up with something like a face, or literally a face mask on the mat. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way.
Well, if you can have a visor come all the way down, you probably
that's what you're gonna have to do. But still, you sweating in your pearls, and that like it's gonna be like Jericho juice, just flying everywhere, man. I mean, you banging and all that, man. What? I mean, what? When the helmet come off, what? You gonna quarantine that guy? You know what I'm saying? He's got to go in the quarantine chamber before he go back out.
But then what about the coach? What about everybody?
It's just too many factors, man. And then just think, you talking about from a college standpoint, it's 85 scholarship players, not counting the walk-ons, anywhere 110 people. Man, anybody get affected, man, that thing gonna spread like wildfire.
And then what happens? You got your star player, then he's out. Then you got your backup. I mean, like, how are you going to replenish? How are you going to do? Like, I was just looking at, maybe y'all going to bring it up about Ezekiel Elliott.
Don't talk to him.
So Ezekiel Elliott tested positive.
Right. Von Miller tested positive.
So what happens if
Sean Payton tested positive?
So what happens if you don't have a viable backup? What happens if he tests positive in January and you got to be out for 14 days and they're in the playoffs?
Right.
Like, what are you going to do?
That's the entire reason why I posed this question. I don't think people are thinking this all the way through and thinking it all the way out. I think we're looking at it like it's a phase. It's somehow going to go away. Somehow it's not going to affect teams, but somehow we're going to get a full season. Whether you're talking about little league, high school, college, or pros, and we're not looking at the national championship game or like you said, playoffs in the NFL and saying, man, we done lost Dak and we done lost Ezekiel for the first 2 weeks of the playoffs. So let's figure out if we can actually make it.
Bro, I don't see it happen. It's unrealistic, right? So right now you see with college right now, because they're starting to come back, the guys that come back like we alluded to, right? And now you see the numbers are startling as far as guys who tested positive. And then now what? So now you're going to danger your son or whatnot to that, right? If it's not safe for the fans to be in there, why is it safe for the players? I don't agree with what they're doing. I think right now, man, everything needs to be on pause. I understand these guys' senior years and whatnot. It could be and the goals and stuff like that. I mean, that's a whole set of Dr. Phil questions on his own, right? But I mean, because we just experienced that, these spring sports, man.
Everything canceled.
Yep. So I know the NC2A is trying to do something, but what about high school? Do you get an extra year of high school? So
down here they was so crazy. They did the virtual graduation. They came back and walked for real. So again, like you said, is there a cure that somebody doesn't have?
Right, that's what I'm saying, man. So I just agree with
it. Florida rate continues to increase.
Right. Oh, you see it right now. Because I told on the last show, I said, man, this thing remind me of hurricane. A hurricane, when you go through a hurricane, all right, you got a false sense of security when you go when the eye come over you. Correct. Because the wind stopped, everything still. You go out and say, oh, it's over with. Yeah, and then boom, then that second half, that second wave come, and that's what's happening. You see it, man, and we're delusional. We're like the numbers increasing, but we're still going on. We got to know. You got to use, man. You see people out there, man. They're not wearing masks. They're not doing that. And I understand unless your immune system built, but you see baseball, right? Baseball, like, look, spring training they were doing. They're like, we need to get out. We need to retreat, man.
Right.
they relocating their trainers. Like, we getting out of Florida, we getting out of Dodge, right? But even then, man, I think like you meant baseball, right? Baseball can get away with it to some degree, right?
Why?
Because you could practice the social distance. It's still a threat if one person you don't have to touch. It's not a contact sport, right? When you wear a mask, right, to some degree, right? You wear a mask, right? So you can spread out. It's a natural social distancing that's taking place. Obviously, from a clubhouse standpoint and whatnot, you got to be smart. Everybody's got to wear masks. You got to do some stuff like that. So you have a little bit more leeway, right, when you talk about sports. But every sport is affected. Like even golf. I was reading, K-Lou, how golf, golf and tennis, stuff like that. What's my man name? The top player right now, Nokovic, right? He got affected, right? And so now it's hard, man. It's just hard whenever you got a gathering of people, right? You increase the risk, man.
Well, I think that it's going to continue.
Because it's airborne.
They're not going to stop because it's all about the money. It's about the money. It's about the money. Like someone just text came through. NFL $30 billion if they don't play. So what do you think they're going to do, Caleb?
Strap up, baby. Let's go.
Strap up.
Listen, they ain't got to give me very much of that. I'm ready. I can't even run no more, but I'm ready, boy. I go trip somebody, boy.
I was like 30 billion. You
30 billion.
On the head.
30 Titus. Boy, Titus said that 30 billion. That's 30 American dollars, not pesos.
Like he said,
but, not pesos, but 30 billion American dollars. Hey, not pesos, baby. Not monopoly money.
But that's everywhere. It's trickling down. It'll trickle down just like y'all said.
Hold on. Hey, K-Luke. What your wife would have said? Hey, babe, we need to buckle up.
Yeah.
You get out of here. We gotta eat. Hey, make sure the life insurance is life insurance policy is together.
Like old mom, just spray you down when you come back in.
She ain't gonna let me back in the house. I gotta stay outside in the tree house. She'll keep me out the door too. Just send that check.
Don't do that.
My girl Nicole said she don't think they should play this year.
Who's that?
Nicole Gilbert.
Nicole Gilbert. Yeah. I mean, it sounds good in theory, but I guarantee you,
it sounds good in theory.
I guarantee you, they're gonna. The NFL 30 billion. Hey, somebody about to strap up.
You see the NBA? They gearing up.
Yeah, baseball got the 60 game. They doing 60 game basketball, like you say, NBA. So these sports are moving ahead, and unfortunately, it's like no different than this, K-Luke, and you know what I mean. When we're on a practice field, right, and somebody get hurt, what do we do with that drill? Do we stop the drill?
It's so sad.
Hey, K-Luke, what they say? Hey, move it up, yo.
Hey, 30 yards, move it 30 yards, like. It's the most disheartening thing in the world, man. Like a joker fall down, hurt himself, and he right there. Man, they say move the drill 40 yards, and
move it up.
And everybody turn their back on him and walk on. Like, it's the worst thing ever, man. It's the worst.
Hold on, I gotta get some shout out. Pastor Mary, what's up, girl? Nicole Gilbert. All right.
Hey, Pastor Mary.
We appreciate y'all watching. All right. Hey, thank y'all. My brother Keith. Hey, what's up? Holla at me. Holla at us. Answer a question. What's up?
Ask a question.
Answer a question.
We got DJ Diggs, baby. He said, you know the league about bad.
Oh man, my man Miles, man, what's up? You want to? Now that you started your radiation treatment, chemotherapy, Miles. Hey, we'll be praying for you, man.
We'll be praying for you, Miles.
We'll be praying for you. Be encouraged, brother.
God bless you.
Be encouraged. That's real right there. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. All right. But send your questions in, man. This show is all about you. Send your questions in.
So I'm a move along. I know we talked NFL. We threw a lot right there, and I think it's still a little bit of meat on those bones, but we'll move because Shelly mentioned the NBA. The NBA is ready for the bubble, and they coming down here to COVID-19 territory, Orlando, Florida, baby. Let's go.
That makes a whole lot of sense.
What makes a whole lot of sense?
I'm being sarcastic. That makes a whole lot of sense. Coming to the bubble in the place where it's running rapid.
So let me just throw this out there, and I'll read this little bit about the place where the NBA going. Petitioners are pressing Disney to delay the July 11th reopening of its Orlando, Florida-based Walt Disney World, citing recent spikes in COVID-19 cases in the state. This where y'all coming, y'all. The actual employees of Disney saying, we don't want to go back in July 11th. And why is y'all trying to open up the parks for everybody July 11th?
That's crazy.
And they don't want to be there. The actual employees have been fighting it with their union, and now they're getting writing petitions and trying to give it to our mayor and our both our county and city mayors down here. So they trying to fight Disney with the law.
That's not it. Once again, it boils down to money, K-Lou.
Listen, man.
Yeah.
Hey, so the bubble is started. We're in a situation where they're about to play 22-team league. But the funniest thing about it, my brother and I were talking yesterday morning. We like, at the end of the day, man, how y'all gonna keep all the NBA guys and their families locked down and let Disney employees go back and forth into COVID every day?
Oh, that's so true.
I was just about
That's
to
so
ask,
true.
what about the them?
Right.
The chefs, the maids, everybody that's working in the facility where the players are.
Right. I told you, man, that thing like the Truman Show with Jim Carrey. That's what it is. It's like the Truman Show.
I don't understand.
I mean, everybody's gonna be locked up in a bubble and can't get out. I guess I don't know.
Well, that's what it said in the
That's
article.
gonna be reality
They said
steroid,
that
reality TV on steroids.
You can leave if baby, wedding, illness. You can leave, but then if you want to leave for something else, you have to be quarantined an
14
additional
days.
14 days.
Right.
So I'm like, what are y'all doing?
And man, I guess this thing like the circus, man. The show must go on, right? Good Lord, that's crazy.
Shelly, go ahead and talk to us what Jeff's saying.
Jeff said, I definitely think they should play. What will happen if there will be a series of players like the Scabs in 1987? Those players who get cut will be ready to sign. I don't know, Jeff. Because
Just sound like the coach. Somebody heard, hey, move the drill up. Move the drill up. Jeff like, move the drill up. No, by any means necessary, Jeff. That's what you said, huh?
Von Miller down, Tron Silla up, baby.
Hey, wait. Hey, that remind me. We had this dude, you know how when Deion Sanders was in his prime time? We had this dude called Neon. We call him Leon.
Leon. He was the opposite. While Deion was making play, he was getting burnt.
Right. So that's what Jeff said. Jeff said, look, man, we don't care. Zeke is down, man. We got a scam.
I got it.
We got to come.
Hey,
come on, Jeff. Come on, man.
I don't know.
Come on, Jeff. Come on.
No, I'm with Jeff.
Versus help.
And like, my boy, like Tiger said, college ball just like Power 5, baby. Just like the lotto, man. It's all about the Benjamins, man. No, come on, Jeff.
Well,
Jeff, come on.
I see where Jeff is coming from.
What is
because Jeff you have people who have played all their lives, starting in Little League, and their dream is to make it to the NFL, and this is their one shot. Like Alexander Hamilton, you only got one shot. I'm not going to waste my shot.
I'm not going
to. And so if this is his opportunity to get in, he don't care if he end up sick.
But listen, though, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. They're making people sign waivers, right? We brought that up last show.
The next whoever is coming in, they don't care about no waivers.
That's what I'm saying.
They want their shot.
Man.
And maybe they'll get a little change, get their shot. They'll be like, Mama, I made it.
Hey, and well, the dude that get that money saying, you may not get a shot to spend that money because you get that virus. That virus ain't playing around with you. That virus ain't discriminating. All right, it ain't discriminating.
Look, man, I'm with Jeff, man. I can go back and line up and play cover 3 at corner every down. I can give you 25 plays a game. Just call cover 3. Put me out there on the island.
Not me.
Hey, look. I'm going to be 25, 30 yards deep. Nobody going to beat me deep.
Nobody beat you deep. You give up the underneath all day, huh?
Hey, look, linebackers and the rest of y'all go tackle him.
Nah.
One player playing.
But you're right. Somebody going to step in there. Somebody's going to step in there. Like that movie on the replacements. They going to step in.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I mean, they better have a backup plan. They better have a bag of quarantine players. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Hey, that's a great idea, and just carry you a whole nother quarantine squad.
Yeah, exactly. They
right there the whole year.
That live in Orlando in the bubble. Hey, that's the bubble. They put the bubble players. That's the bubble. They got to live in Orlando in the bubble. So anytime somebody needs somebody, they got to get somebody from the bubble in Orlando. They got different bubbles everywhere. Hey, what are you, man? Hey, I'm a quarantine. I'm a bubble player. You a bubble? What do you mean? I'm a bubble.
Man, like, okay,
Come
my
on,
friend from college, my HBCU friend, NCCU Eagle, she's Janice. Hey, Janice, containing the spread and the virus in the sports is going to be impossible. Yeah, I totally agree.
No
it's impossible.
No doubt. That's a good HBCU education. That's right there.
Hey, why she put that little, I don't know what you call that, emoji or some kind?
Oh, yeah.
Hello. Wait a minute.
Put your picture up there for real. Let me see if you curled up like that for real.
She is a beautiful black woman. Don't do that. And all of y'all came from beautiful black women.
Hey, hold on. My wife natural now, so I love that. So I'm
natural too, Jeff.
I'm just saying, I appreciate that.
Oh,
so,
okay. I gotta watch y'all because you know y'all PWIs, y'all try to ride us real hard, and so I thought I would come slide on in and say that's not happening no more.
Oh, you trying to put your thing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I tell the truth around here.
Hey, I got a question. Go ahead, Caleb. Go ahead.
I tell the truth around here. You go ahead.
Hey, Caleb, I got a question. Why every time that they play a game, it's called a classic?
Because anytime HBCUs come together, step on the field, have the band, halftime, it is a classic. I mean, y'all don't ever have a classic. Y'all stuff.
We call it a game. It's a game. It's a game.
Oh,
why y'all got called it classic?
Because we give you the whole experience. We give you the whole experience.
I ain't mad at you.
If you go to an HBCU game, we give you the whole experience.
Okay.
Well, 3 games, the halftime, 2 post games.
Okay.
The tailgate.
I got you. Okay.
I'm like, okay.
What you say, Caleb?
Well, let me help her out a little bit. And I'm gonna get a little bit of hate, but because these two schools kind of run the show, I'm gonna get a lot of love. It's only one classic, and that's the Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman.
Come on now. Come on, say it.
Happens every year here in Orlando, Florida. So if you want to see a real classic, MB, you got to come this direction. I don't know what they were doing at Central. There was little Pop Warner games at North Carolina Central. There was not no classics. Because, see, I grew up with Fam and Bethune's. So
right. It's a whole different level. Who's your rival? Who's your rival? All
you need to know is that we beat Fam and Bethune. Okay?
Who's your rival?
Our rival is A&T.
And what y'all call that class?
The Eagle Aggie Classic.
The Eagle Aggie Classic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's 35 people show up.
The devil
MB, you can't even get around the city. When Bethune and Fam get down here, you can't go around the city, man. They lock this place down.
Hey, it's not like Florida. I mean, look, it's the Bayou Classic, baby. Grambling and Southern, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Listen, I represent North Carolina Central University, Eagle Pride.
Eagle Pride.
Bless her heart.
Sing the fight song. Hold on. Sing the fight song. What's the alumni? Sing the song. It was in the band. I don't even know it. Sing it.
It's been 30 years.
Oh, no, see that? Get out of here.
You get on here bad mouthing us. You don't even know your
fight song.
Hey, let's go to the next question right here.
What's Miami's
hey, we got a question right. Don't stop, get it. Run. I want to ride.
Uncle Luke made a lot of fight songs.
See, bump.
Okay.
Now you know I was in the band.
The Rump Shaker, aka Rump Shaker.
The Sound Machine.
Oh,
we put it down. I do that, y'all. You're not ready.
So look, Shelly down at the bottom, buddy.
Hey, I got to clear. My boy Tiger, he was talking about the money for the Power 5 conference. They will stand to lose $10 billion plus if they don't play. $10 billion American dollars.
Wow. Strap it up, baby. Let's go again. Let's go.
And you know, if dudes be like, if dudes be like, man, I ain't playing it, man. Scholarship. Scholar, hey, that pressure bust pipe, $10 billion. Somebody about to play.
Yeah, we strap it up.
Yeah,
Mississippi State running back Kylan Hill tweets that he won't play for Bulldogs unless state changes its flag. You guys actually need to watch this, man. I just saw this before we came on. Man, they lit him up. The Mississippi State people lit him up. Told him to get out, go.
Wow.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of hate right now.
Okay.
Saying what bye. Like you be saying bye, Felicia MB. I get them Bulldogs. Hey, you in the deep south now. You in Mississippi.
Right.
Listen. I remember one of the comedian, I can't think of who it was, said Tupelo, Mississippi. It was two of y'all there, and now they below. So that's what they said. I forget the comedian said who said that. But man, they ain't playing around now. They serious.
I mean, but what did you expect? That don't surprise me one bit. Mississippi, Alabama, that don't surprise me.
Well, is that's the Mississippi flag right there?
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
But that's the state flag. But
yeah, state flag.
They're talking about okay, yeah.
That's the state. You talking about the state?
Yeah, see, I'm thinking about the they had that rebel too.
No,
yeah,
no, he talking about the state.
But
yeah,
hopefully that somebody else will pick him up, or will he still have to go into the portal?
He go to portal.
He still have to jump through all of to sit out? Because I would be
like, portal real. Hey, I think I would have got in that portal twice. They put me. If I can hit rewind, baby, I'm gonna go in that thing.
Oh, you would hit rewind with the Duke Blue Devils, would you?
Hey, look.
Hit the portal?
So this is what I'm saying. I'm going to the highest bidder. Listen, that portal for real now. They talk about that bread in the portal, baby. Hey, I will put Duke on notice. Hey, look, man. Stuff ain't right around here.
Oh, stuff ain't right around Duke?
Hey, no, what I mean is,
see what happened was,
no, because let me tell you something.
Another place.
Might have been not okay at Central, but I wasn't leaving Central, okay?
Well, you weren't playing. You ain't have an opportunity to get extracurriculars. So what I'm talking about is I'm talking about that portal being a situation where you can upgrade a little bit,
Right.
see, me and MB been talking about that portal in a different version. See, you bringing on the little hate part of the portal. No, we ain't talking about that. We try
about the luxury portal.
There you
go. The luxury portal.
There you go.
Come on, Stacey. Eagle Pride Amplified.
Oh, somebody say sing that song. Debbie.
Hey, Debbie.
But let's talk about this though. I mean, what's your thoughts on it? Oh, you gotta go. Okay, she gotta go. All right.
Sorry, I gotta go pray.
All right, bye, Felicia.
Bye. It was great, K-Lou. I appreciate
all right.
it. Hopefully, y'all will have me back.
Yeah, every time you got a standing invitation.
Hallelujah.
All right. Hey, K-Lou. So no, let's talk about that. What's your thoughts on that flag, man? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's one of the things that has been illuminated. I think what's more important, man, is you get a bunch of people right here now talking about a cancel culture, and that's the rebuttal to the statues coming down, flags, names on university buildings, you name it. You're hearing a lot the people that are against it, opposed to it, saying, what are you going to do? Take away history? I think what you need to do, if you're one of those people, is you look at it like this. Think about us as African Americans that have been walking around here our entire lives, reading, knowing, and a guy like me who I'm very in depth and really understanding when it comes to history, American history and African American history.
Why is that, K-Lou? Let them know your credentials. Why is that? Tell them.
Well, that's actually what I went to school for, but I ain't gonna. I know what it'll be.
Education, baby.
But yeah, but at the end of the day, my wife will tell you, my brother will tell you, my parents will tell you. I will walk around and point stuff out. I'm that guy. And it's disheartening to me. Like I would be doing studies on slave papers and stuff like that and crying, down in the basement in the Duke Library. So it's that situation when you understand like what's going on around you, and people don't realize that it's a lot of us walking around understanding. I know one of the things that was huge today, my brother texted it to me, but John C. Calhoun's statue that's right in the middle of downtown Charleston. When I was living there, my wife was in medical school at MUSC, and I remember I used to go down there for whatever because everything's downtown in Charleston. And I remember the first time I went, I was like, is this serious? Like, first time I was up in Charleston, I'm like, they really got a statue to this dude? You know who this dude is? Like, it was blowing my mind. So I've seen that and noticed that my entire life. So for the people who are talking about cancel culture, think about how intimidating it's been for folks like myself to walk around this country our entire lives and visualize and see this stuff. So, I'll get off my soapbox now.
No, continue, because it makes so much sense, K-Lou, because you're an educated black man. That's your degree in that. And so a lot of times what's a shame, like people like me, right? We may not even recognize what that statue is about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We may walk by that statue and not even think twice about it because we don't know our history. We don't know our history. Like after talking to you, man, one day I went Barnes and Nobles, and I got a big old book about Black American history. We need to know our history because shame on me, right? Because I'm like, I need to do a better job of teaching my kids the history after I talk to you, because you open my eyes to a whole new world. And now, even then, like we applaud that white America is now being woke and sensitive to our issue, but we got to accept our responsibility too as black people, as far as we got to know our history. Absolutely. And we got to know what we need to do in order that the hardest problem in the world to fix is when you don't recognize the real problem, And so what you educate me on, we got to understand, like, man, we got to know what we're fighting for. And we got to know where we're trying to head as well. Yeah, so I love what you're saying, because what you talked about, like Tony Dungy, he led a group of people down in Tampa area where they got educated about trophies and stuff, a statue, that was up. Right. And they put their money where their mouth was. And we talked about, I think they raised over close to 150,000 something dollars. I could be wrong exact figures, but he got the professional sports team to raise the money or give the money to have those statues removed, right? Absolutely. And so I think with education, just because something was there, tradition-wise and whatnot, we're saying, no, that shouldn't be a free pass to continue that. When you know better, you do better.
Absolutely.
When you know better, you do better. And when we open our eyes to realize, like what's going down on Clemson, we talked about a couple of shows together, how the guy donated all that land, but he was a slave owner, had 80 number of slaves and all that stuff, then now you know better, you do better, Right. And so if you say, I was back in the day, and you try to justify it, no, that's not cool, man. That's not cool, though.
Right, man. I think that's a great place to end, man. We appreciate y'all coming on today. Man, it got a little bit deep. It got a little deep.
Yeah. Oh, my sister gave you a shout out, K-Lou. Your deep wisdom. I learned a lot. K-Lou, drop that knowledge, baby. The professor. Duke education.
According to Shelley, I ain't go to school.
I know, come on, man.
Hey, I can tell you. They made us go to class. You ain't get that. We weren't winning no games, so you had to go to class.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so we appreciate y'all, man. Our another version of Take It to the Streets, Sideline to Baseline with MB and K-Lou. And guess what? People are gone.
We out, baby. Hey, don't forget to watch the show. Hey, they're coming up on Friday. We got to holler at the show, right?
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, Friday. We're gonna got my man Sean Payton, Jonathan Vilma, the New Orleans Saints. Who that nation? Holla at us, baby. Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Hey, And why y'all at it right now? Everybody on right now, make sure y'all subscribe, baby.
Right.
Subscribe to the
playing game.
Hey, subscribe, man. Subscribe so we keep doing this thing. We can keep this thing rolling. All right, tell everybody about it. All right, keep this thing rolling, man. This show is for you guys. But hey, tune in on Friday. We'll be back on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time for Sean Payton, Jonathan Vilma, and the Who Dat Nation, baby. All right, we out. Deuce.
All right.
Good job, K. Lou.